Good evening and a very warm welcome to Cricket Analysis by CNE. I think again we'll do it in English, so I'm again switching to Hindi. So this is our I think 29th or 30th video which we'll be doing, and ये वाला बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग होने वाला है एटलीस्ट बिकॉज एशिया कप आ रहा है एंड आई थिंक अब इन द लास्ट 2 months वी हैव सीन बहुत सारे बायलैटरल ट्रॉफीज बीइंग प्लेड and after a very long break, we'll say wrong because we miss cricket. So after a long break of 1 month, Team India will be in action in the shorter version of the game, the T20s. So the purpose of our video today is basically to talk about the Asia Cup, the format and how it is going to be played, the teams participating in it, and their road and how they have played in the past year or two. And to do that, I have Agni and Proneet. So good evening, guys.
Good evening, Vedant. How are
Uh,
you doing? Yes, sir.
गुड इवनिंग गुड
अच्छा ही
इवनिंग
है.
गुड इवनिंग
Good evening. I think we should मतलब start करते हैं यार.
हाँ,
तो
in Bayern
तो
jersey.
before I हाँ या भाई जर्सी के साथ तो स्टार्ट करने के पहले I think before we start there are and we talk about each team's road to the Asia Cup, which will be now be played. I think two things are very important, which I will start with. Firstly, how the Asia Cup is going to work and its relevance, which Proneet will take. I'll come to Proneet in some time. So basically, in Asia Cup, we have 8 teams participating. Afghanistan, Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Hong Kong, Oman, UAE. These are the 8 teams. Now, 8 teams are divided into two groups, four each, and the top two teams will go to the four, like the top four semi-final, and then semi-final, final, and final. Whoever wins will win. And ये tournament चलेगा अभी September 9th to 19th, which is its date. And this is how essentially the tournament is working. And now I want to ask Proneet that what we have Asia Cups बहुत हुआ है. We have seen some historic moments in Asia Cup over the years, and it has been very memorable. So Proneet, uh, can you talk us through the relevance of Asia Cup in today's cricketing schedule?
तो अभी अभी करेंटली एशिया कप का अभी फिलहाल का रेलेवेंस अगर मैं बोलूं तो करेंटली अब हम देख रहे हैं कि एशिया कप जैसे चल रहा है एवरी ईयर लाइक वेन एवर देर इज ओडीआई वर्ल्ड कप नियर बाय देन एशिया कप ओडीआई फॉर्मेट में होता है। जब भी T20 वर्ल्ड कप सामने होता है एशिया कप T20 फॉर्मेट में होता है। ये हम देखते हैं हर बार ऐसा ही होता आ रहा है अभी रिसेंट 5-10 सालों से। सो अगर हम पूछे कि क्यों हो रहा है एशिया कप, सो एशिया कप होने का एक रीजन जो हम सब बोल सकते हैं कि इट इज अ प्रैक्टिस फॉर द नेक्स्ट वर्ल्ड कप दैट इज अपकमिंग, ये हम बोल नहीं सकते। और मेन पॉइंट जो है एशिया कप का कि एशिया कप में इंडिया सबसे ज्यादा रेवेन्यू बनाती है। इंडिया सबसे ज्यादा रेवेन्यू बनाती है एशिया कप में, और इंडिया के मैचेस के टिकट्स भी सबसे ज्यादा ही बिकते हैं ऑफ कोर्स। सो इंडिया का जो रेवेन्यू आता है, इंडिया का जो भी डेवलपमेंट होता है, इसमें जो भी फिनेंशियल डेवलपमेंट होता है वो सब इंडिया नहीं लेती। इंडिया कुछ नहीं लेती। इंडिया सब जो बाकी जो टीम्स खेल रही है उन सब में बांट देती है। सो ये प्रोसीडियर की वजह से एशिया का अभी भी चल रहा है, और इसकी वजह से बाकी सब टीम के बोर्ड्स को बेनिफिट हो रहा है ताकि वो लोग खुद में प्लेयर्स डेवलप कर सकते हैं, डोमेस्टिक टूर्नामेंट्स करवा सकते हैं या सीरीज खेल खेल सकते हैं बड़े टीमों के अगेंस्ट। तो उनको फिनेंशियल हेल्प मिल रहा है। और इससे हम देख भी रहे हैं कि रिसेंटली बहुत सारे टीम्स इमर्ज कर रहे हैं। जैसे हम लोग इतना नहीं देखते थे कि हांगकांग, ओमान, इन जैसी टीम्स को हम नहीं देखते थे हम एशिया कप में ज्यादा खेलते हुए, बहुत कम देखा है हमने। अभी हांगकांग, ओमान जैसी टीम्स डेवलप कर रही है क्रिकेटिंग वर्ल्ड में, एक क्रिकेटिंग मैप में अपना एक जगह बना रही है। तो इन सब के पीछे इंडिया का एक बड़ा रीजन है एशिया कप में खेलने का। सो जब भी पहले भी बात हो रहा था 2025 के स्टार्टिंग में कि इंडिया का खेलना नहीं खेलना श्योर नहीं है ड्यू टू द अदर इवेंट्स दैट वर हैपनिंग, सो उसकी वजह से भी देयर वाज, आई डोंट थिंक सो देयर वाज एवर अ क्वेश्चन दैट इंडिया विल नॉट प्ले इन द एशिया कप, क्योंकि इंडिया अगर नहीं खेलेगी एशिया कप तो किसी भी टीम को फायदा नहीं होगा। एट द एंड ऑफ द डे उनको भी हेल्प चाहिए फाइनेंशियली टू ग्रो देयर प्लेयर्स, ग्रो देयर बोर्ड। सो उस हिसाब से ओवरऑल दिस इज द रीजन व्हाई एशिया कप इज एग्जिस्टिंग इन टुडेज वर्ल्ड।
Okay. Chalo, thank you, Proneet. And now, before we, this was Proneet बहुत अच्छे से has explained to us the relevance and how BCCI does not take money and how it helps in other boards. And now I think a few points I'll cover before I go to Agni, who will take for the road of squads and roads, which we will do after this. So, जो 8 teams है, which I mentioned, out of that, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. These teams were automatic lock-ins for the tournament. Okay. And there were 3 other teams, which is Oman, UAE, and Hong Kong. These 3 teams have made it through the 2024 ACC Premier Cup, which had happened. And these were the top 3 teams over there. And on the basis of that, they have come. So, for people wondering why these teams are here, that is how they have come here. Okay. And in that ACC league, 10 teams were playing. Out of that, the top 3 came. Okay. And now I think it is better we start talking about, which is our main part of the video, the squads of teams and their performance in the last year, which we are going to analyze. So we'll start with India. That is, of course, the first and the most fan favorites to win any Asia Cup tournament. And to Agni, I want to go and to talk about India's squad.
Yeah. It's very interesting actually coming to Asia Cup because Asia Cup in its essence has been criticized a lot. Proneet has talked about the positive points of it, where there has been the revenue that is generated is given to the nations. Of course, that's great, but there have been criticisms if India and Pakistan are having too much relevance in that position, and if they're just being if Asia Cup is being played because of these kind of revenues that is generated by India Pakistan matches. But other than that, I'm here to discuss the squads. And of course, this is a tournament that leads to the T20 World Cup next year. And therefore, the result of this Asia Cup can surely depend on how the teams can look going towards the 2026 World Cup. Talking about India's point of view, we have, of course, Suryakumar Yadav, the captain, Shubman Gill as vice captain, Abhishek Sharma, Tilak Varma, Hardik Pandya, Shivam Dubey in the middle order. Then the keepers are Jitesh Sharma and Sanju Samson. Then we have, of course, Akshat Patel. Jasprit Bumrah makes a comeback after 1 year. And then Varun Chakravarti has been added because, of course, he has been doing very well for India in the both ODIs and T20 format. Arshdeep Singh, a staple in the squad. Kuldeep Yadav, Harshit Rana, and Rinku Singh. Very interesting squad in front of us because I'll take the opinions of Proneet and Vedant here, even though Vedant is the host for the day. I'm going to talk about because T20I cricket for India is a very big market. And when you're selecting just the 15 people in the squad, it's impossible to have no criticisms towards it because there's a lot of key players that miss out. For example, I can take Shreyas Iyer and many more players. There are countless number of players. Ishan Kishan again. So a lot of criticism will be there. But other than that, I feel it's a very stable squad, and especially going to Dubai or the UAE grounds, Varun Chakravarti, Kuldeep Yadav will have a delight, as we have seen in the Champions Trophy earlier this year. And this squad looks very much into its flow that they are sure favorites to win the Asia for sure. So before going to the next squads, I feel like Proneet has a point on the roads of India coming into the Asia Cup because that's very important.
अच्छा, I think Agni, वो मेरा काम है to go to
अरे
Proneet
नहीं
because रुक बिफोर आई गो टू प्रोनीत, मेरा एक्चुअली तेरे से क्वेश्चन था
बोल बोल बोल
कि तो जैसे तू बोला, ऑफ कोर्स नेचुरली 15 प्लेयर्स, मतलब आउट ऑफ सो मेनी, जितने सारे जो खेल रहे हैं आईपीएल में एंड लीग्स में, बहुत सारी टीम्स में बहुत सारे लोगों ने डिफरेंट पोजीशन में अच्छा किया है, आई एम इन अग्रीमेंट। बट एक सिलेक्शन जो मेरे को थोड़ा सा, विच आई एम अ बिट, I don't think this player deserved a chance. I think that is Harshit Rana because उसके stats don't match up. I think better people have better stats and they are better bowlers. मेरे दिमाग में मोहम्मद सिराज का नाम आता है honestly for that spot. और भी bowlers होंगे, मैं नाम भूल रहा हूँ. I'm not getting names now. प्रसिद्ध कृष्णा, मोहम्मद सिराज and others. So what do you have to say on his inclusion? Like Agni bol.
That's a very good point talking about Harshit Rana because in the test series as well, he was initially picked up in the squad and then dropped later on, but he was in the squad. People have made a lot of memes about Harshit Rana, of him being a quota person for Gautam Gambhir coming into the squad. But it's a sure him being in the squad is a sure shot belief in him, saying that he'll make clutch performances. Even though we have not seen him doing his best, especially in IPL. IPL is the best judgment for Harshit Rana till now because that's been the most recent T20 league. He has been amongst the wickets, but he has been very expensive. Yet India have backed him. Gautam Gambhir and his management have backed him, saying that he's a wicket taker, and if he improves his lines and lengths, he's going to make it to the 11 and take wickets. So he's there in the squad, I think, as a backup because I don't think there's a lot of space for him to play around. We have Ardeep Singh, we have Jasprit Bumrah, Hardik Pandya there, so three paces right there, and it's a dry wicket there. So Harshit Rana, I don't think he'll get a game. That being said, I don't know what Gautam Gambhir will do if he drops Jasprit Bumrah or not. I have no idea, but other than that, I feel like see, he's there as I think a backup, and he's a key wicket taker. I can say that much. I think it's a very important point that he's a key wicket taker. But of course, there are other players who have done better. So I think the only point I have to defend for Harshit Rana is that he's I think the talent that the team recognizes more than any other else. We are just the outsiders looking at just the stats. What he's doing in the nets, that's up to the management of Gambhir, and I guess we have to back that till now, till he suppose brings the performances.
Got it. Proneet, तेरे को कुछ बोलना है इधर?
So Agni ने जो हर्षित राणा का it was
Yeah.
I feel I'm in agreement with Agni on the point regarding Harshit Rana. But on the other hand, my question is a bit different here. My question is regarding Sanju Samson's spot in the squad. क्योंकि संजू सैमसन को हम देख रहे हैं कि उसको लास्ट 1-2 सालों से पूरा बैक किया गया बाय द मैनेजमेंट, और उसके बाद ही परफॉर्म्ड वेल इन मोस्ट ऑफ द ऑल द सीरीज ही परफॉर्म्ड वेल. 1-2 लोज आए बट ही इवन प्लेड बेटर, मच बेटर देन द लोज ही गॉट. He scored centuries, 50s, consistent performances. एंड वो जो क्विक स्टार्ट्स देना होता है एक ओपनर को एक T20 में जो चाहिए एक ओपनर से, वो प्रोवाइड किया संजू सैमसन ने. सो उसने अपना स्पॉट एकदम जमा के रखा था ओपनिंग में आई फील. और सडनली फिर शुभमन गिल को ले आना, मैंने आई फील इट वाज अननेसेसरी बोल सकता हूं मैं, क्योंकि शुभमन गिल से नॉट टेकिंग अवे एनीथिंग फ्रॉम शुभमन गिल, ही हैड एन एक्सीलेंट आईपीएल दिस सीजन, दिस ईयर एज वेल. सो शुभमन गिल इज अ क्वालिटी प्लेयर, बट शुभमन गिल को अचानक ले आना व्हेन द T20 स्क्वाड इज वेरी मच सेटल्ड. सो एक सेटल्ड स्क्वाड में वैसे इतना चेंजेस लाना, इसको मैं थोड़ा क्रिटिसाइज करना चाहता हूँ. इस डिसीजन को
I
पता
have
नहीं
an
ये
argument
डिसीजन
here though.
काम आएगा या नहीं.
मेरा भी आर्ग्यूमेंट है.
हाँ
तो बोलता मत. I have an
हाँ
argument.
Cool, go
I
first,
will just
बोलना
I
host.
will
है
just
तेरे
finish
को?
my
बोल
point.
अग्नि बोल.
I
Thank you, host.
I will just finish my point. अरे I will just finish my point, guys. Listen. सुन. सो अभी रिसेंटली इतना कंफर्म हो गया है कि शुभमन गिल ओपनिंग करेगा, क्योंकि जितेश शर्मा को विकेट कीपिंग का सब ड्रिल्स करवा रहा है सारा सारा दिन बैठ के, एंड इट इज मोर और लेस कंफर्म. संजू सैमसन को एक्शन में भी नहीं दिख रहा प्रैक्टिस सेशन में. ओवरऑल सोर्सेस से मैं बोल रहा हूँ, मेरे को जो दिख रहा है, तो उससे ओवरऑल कंफर्म है कि शुभमन गिल एंड अभिषेक शर्मा विल बी ओपनिंग एंड जितेश शर्मा विल बी द विकेट कीपर फॉर द एशिया कप. दिस इज द ओवरऑल पॉइंट. अब तुम लोग बोलो क्या है तुम लोग को बोलना.
अग्नि बोल. Then if you have
See,
missed out something मैं ऐड करूंगा.
see. Yes, Sanju Samson has done well. He's been ignored by lots of different Indian managements over the years. It's not just been this management; it's been a lot of managements coming to the face. But Shubman Gill, he is needed to come into the T20 side because he is going to the leadership role. We can easily see him being the vice captain is a clear definition, saying that India want him to be an all-format captain in both ODIs, Tests, and T20Is, and therefore he's needed in the squad. Sanju Samson, of course, unfortunately, he may not have the opening position, maybe one down. He has to fight with Tilak Verma to get that one down spot. But other than that, I feel like Shubman Gill has to be there because T20 World Cup, he has to be there as a leadership role. If not captain, but vice captain, he has to be there because India in the future will look for Shubman Gill to be the all-format captain, and this is where it starts.
Got it. I think one more, Agni ने ये बोला, I think one more point which I have to add is that last 1 year में you have to also see Shubman Gill का workload issues कितने थे, because he was playing T20s, he was not T20s, he was playing ODIs, he was Champions Trophy आ रहा था, उसके पहले BGT था, उसके बाद ये इंग्लैंड का था, फिर उसके पहले कुछ था. So all these T20 series जो हुए थे, that was basically a form to give other player chances. Which
Yeah.
is why Samsung Samsung has got. I mean, it is unfortunate he's missing out. Not denying that. But Shubman Gill, with the kind of batsman and personality that he is of the game right now, and जो उसका stature है Indian cricket में, I think he'll be preferred over Sanju Samsung any day.
Yeah.
So
And
I don't
it's
think
not
that is a.
And it's one more point. I'm sorry to cut you off, Vedant. One more point is that it's not
हाँ
only Shubman Gill who is getting into the 11. It's Jasprit Bumrah as well, who's coming after 1 year of
yeah
not playing
दोनों
T20
दोनों
cricket.
both
So it's
both
not just
both
Shubman
both
Gill. It's just saying that ki T20 cricket in bilaterals is for players to get chances and prove their worth. But in tournaments, you need the actual players who are doing well to get in the tournament, and that's what Shubman Gill and
all
Jasprit Bumrah are.
format players and more experienced players to come in,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is what.
definitely.
Acha, so this was about the Indian squad, and I think we have had a good discussion over here. And everybody, सारे ने अपने points रख लिए, so good. And Proneet will talk us through how the T20 side of the Indian cricket team has performed over the year or two. So Proneet, all yours.
So, talking about India, India's last T20 they played was back in February. It was February 2nd, 2025, the last T20 in the five-match series against England. That was the last series, last T20 they played. They won the series 4-1. But after that, they had the Champions Trophy, they had the England Test series. So everything was there lined up. So India did not play a single T20 match after that. So coming into this Asia Cup, India are the ones who are the least prepared. I would say they are least prepared regarding the T20 side, and they had only the IPL to themselves. The Indian players had the IPL and the England T20 series in 2025. Otherwise, they did not play much. And on the other hand, if we talk about before the January series, they had played back in November 2024 against South Africa, and South Africa in the series which they won 3-1 comfortably. So India winning series comfortably, but the gap is like of about a month or 2 months like that.
Okay, thank you. But see, I don't think Proneet spoke about the gap. I don't think gap per se will be an issue because right now, how modern cricket is going, uh, players and teams are conditioned to change to different formats at a very fast pace. So the gap or the length of the between the T20 series being played, I don't think will make any difference, especially in the Asia Cup, because honestly speaking, after India, the teams playing are very weak. No offense
Yeah,
that to any कोई भी team को, no offense,
that's
but
my
the teams are
criticism for
very.
Asia Cup.
That is even my criticism. I mean, that is also my criticism. I mean, अभी अपन बात करें, I think 90% we know who is going to win. सबको यहाँ पता है कौन जीतने वाला है 90%.
I imagine Oman
It's a
wins
fact.
it.
हाँ, हो सकता है, मैंने इसलिए 90 बोला ना, 0.1% चांस है ओमान जीत जाए, who knows. तो इसीलिए that is even my criticism.